Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another live episode of Messi Co. I'm Ashley, here as always with my incredible co-host Gian, and I will say we are back to regularly scheduled program. The World Cup, unfortunately, has finished. We will be talking about, of course, a little bit about the final, but back to our Monday shows, back to you and me leading the charge. Javi, as always, is our great dear friend, and we will have him on again. And I'll see him this week, so I'm excited about that. But how are we feeling, Gian? We're back. It's Messi Co. We're back. How are we doing?
It's good to be back. I'm happy that it's finally here, the moment that we've all been waiting for. Messi Co. back to talk about Inter Miami. It's been a long World Cup, long but feels short now at the same time. I remember just like it was weeks ago, counting down the days for the first game and excited for that very first day of group stage and man, it just flew by, doing like the stickers for the Panini stickers and all that. Like all that was just such a fun time, and I think that we all cherish it, right? Every 4 years, it's like a fun moment. You get to live with friends, you get to live with family that watch games together, even strangers. I feel like a lot of friends are made during these times when you go to watch parties and do different things. But look, it was so much fun, and we're back. It's Inter Miami time, and this team, we'll talk about it, but this team are right back to where they let off right before World Cup, and they're playing amazing. So it's gonna be fun.
Agreed. Yeah, no, totally. Like I said, we're gonna talk about the World Cup in a little bit. We're gonna talk about Messi and the final, obviously. But it has been amazing over the last week, kind of getting back into the Inter Miami games and watching, and even without Messi and DePaul, we're still seeing a really good product on the field, and it's been exciting. And so I'm ready. I'm ready to be back into the Inter Miami flow and to kind of see how this season starts to slowly. I don't want to say come to an end, because it's not. I mean, there's still at least 4 months, depending on how far Inter Miami go, and we have the Leagues Cup coming up, but second half of the season for sure, right? And so I'm excited to see how it plays out. It's been a long season and a long break, and so yeah, I'm excited. And I think, though, before we make this fully about Inter Miami, we do need to talk about the namesake of the show and what everyone wants to talk about, which is let's G on there. There we go. Okay. Obviously the champions of this last World Cup, the 2026 World Cup champions, is Spain. It was I'll be honest, boring final after such a phenomenal tournament, an exciting tournament. But to give credit where it's due, Messi led an Argentina team who I think we could all agree was not the best team in the tournament, still led them to a World Cup final, and that is pretty amazing. It's now almost back-to-back champions, which is amazing, and through it all, through a tournament, obviously I was a little sad to see England go out in the semifinal against Argentina, even though I was happy for Messi. It was a total demolishing by Spain. I mean, and there's a lot of sort of agendas out there, and some, I don't know if it's conspiracy, some side talk. There's always a little iffy stuff when it comes to FIFA. But from minute one, Spain looked like they were going to win the game, and it took a while. Argentina fought as hard as they could, but yes, Spain get the victory. They're the World Cup champions. Messi probably played in his last World Cup game. I only say probably. I mean, it's ridiculous to think that a 42-year-old would play, but he was the best player of the tournament, and he's 38. He's 38 years old, and he was the best player of the tournament, right? So it's kind of like, I don't know, but I'm going to say probably played his last World Cup game for Argentina. I don't know about, competitive international game, but yeah, it was a lot of emotions, a lot of thoughts. Congratulations to Spain. But yeah, what were you thinking? How did you kind of see it all play out?
I'm just hoping none of these MLS teams watched that last game, that final, because they showed how you shut down Messi. And the only way to shut down Messi is to keep the ball away from him. And that's what they did. Spain did what England was supposed to do in that second half.
I was gonna say they did it in the first half, and then they got scared.
Yeah, and they basically kept possession of the ball the entire game and didn't allow Argentina to do anything. Didn't give them the ball. Didn't give Messi the ball, and that's really the only way that you can beat Messi. If he has a ball at his feet, he's gonna make magic happen. He's gonna put the team on his shoulders. He's going to do everything he can to score. He will score. What did he have? Eight goals, I think. Was it 8? Yeah.
8, yeah.
He's just amazing. Like at his age, he's still the best player in the world, in my opinion. And
I think in everyone's opinion again.
Yeah,
maybe it wasn't for a while, but now
I think that a lot of people. A lot of people that maybe were doubting were reminded this World Cup that he still is the best player in the world, and that any team would want him in their starting 11 at any given time. And it just shows us as an Inter Miami team playing in wee little Miami, that we have the best player in the world, even if we're not Barcelona, Real Madrid, Liverpool, or these other teams. But look, I mean, it's. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed to see Messi playing this World Cup. I think you witness history. We witness history to see him on the field, and it's something that you'll be able to talk to your kids about for kids, your family, your whoever for the rest of your life, that you were able to witness that moment. And it looks like it's probably his last World Cup, but we may see him again adorn an Argentina jersey at maybe in World Cup qualifiers, maybe in Copa America coming up. But at the end of the day,
which is crazy.
It is nuts. But at the end of the day, he got the World Cup last time. It didn't happen this time, but he came damn close. And yeah,
no
it was no. I think he left it all on the table. It's funny too, Ash. Like I felt like we've talked about this on the show before. And people have mentioned it, how reliant Inter Miami is on Messi, and we look at it sometimes as like an annoyance or a bad thing, and no, every team he's played on relies on him. It's like they have. I mean, look, if Argentina is relying on him to score 8 goals and get them through to the final, and Barcelona did before that, who the heck are we to have any issue with Inter Miami relying on him? He's the best player in the world, and any team is going to rely on the best player in the world. But yeah, we are where we are, and we can't wait to have him back.
Agreed, 100%. Yeah, I mean, it is crazy. It's crazy because I also feel like it's one of my catchphrases that I say on the show, which is that, like, name a starting 11 in the world, I guarantee you Messi gets on. Like, there's only a few he maybe wouldn't get on, and that, like, the world saw it again. I think literally people were so surprised at how good he was playing. Yeah, I agree. Welcome back, Pep. We're back. I hope some of our favorite friends come in and join the chat. Yeah, it's Messi. Don't forget, this is his now. He's been in Miami for over 3 years, and like we're talking about Copa America in 2 years now, when he's going to be 40, being like easy, and probably would be the best player there too. I mean, he was the best player in this tournament. And him
and Braun are so similar. It's just crazy.
I know.
Like,
I'm
two different sports, and him and Braun.
I know.
Braun's 42. Yeah, I thought he was coming to Miami too, but 40 is he 42? I think, or 41, about to turn 42,
41,
something like that.
Yeah.
And I mean, he may not be the best player in the world at this point in time, but he's certainly
still in your starting
player.
5,
like
right?
like everybody wants him
right.
At 41 years old. He's scoring over 20 points a game. It's a very similar thing with Messi. I mean, Messi's still at a higher level. We'll see where he's at 41, and then we'll compare him a little more to LeBron at 41. But they're both excellent. Incredible.
Agreed. And it was amazing to watch. It was really amazing to watch the World Cup overall. Giving the postmortem, if I could sum up anything, it's that exceeded my expectations. Maybe part of it because it was so close to home. We felt it everywhere. There's out my window, there's watch parties, I'm 20 minutes away from the stadium where a lot of the games were played for Miami. And just, the energy. I was in Boston during the World Cup, and just the energy there everywhere is just amazing. The stories, the players and moments. I mean, look, the goalkeeper from Cabo Verde just signed for Colo Colo, right? That kind of stuff is amazing. And he's, what is it? I think one of it, like quadruple what he was making before. And it's just amazing to see. I mean, Jude Bellingham, I'll say, it's not like he was a scrub. He's playing and starting for Real Madrid. So obviously the world knows he's good. But I was really happy to see him, I think, take a step to be like one of the best players in the world to me.
Well, he played a different role. He plays a different role in England in which he excels more than how they have him playing in Real Madrid.
And we'll see if Jose Mourinho is no dummy. Like, he adapts when he needs to. And I mean, so you can't watch that tournament and watch how he plays and then think, oh, maybe not, So there was a couple players like that, right, who really had such a great tournament and who got to have their moments. And Haaland, it's funny to me because maybe we watch the Premier League and European leagues all the time for years. And so I already thought Haaland was like one of the biggest stars in the world. Apparently he wasn't. Now he is. Like, he's like the darling of the tournament.
I think he's more likable.
He's been like the best.
I think no. From a sporting perspective, obviously watching Premier League every weekend, almost every game. Yeah, I knew Haaland was amazing on the field.
Yeah,
but I just think that we saw another side of him. We saw that the likable side of him this World Cup, and that's, I think, what has drawn more people towards him. At least I can speak for myself. Like, I was drawn more towards him, seeing his YouTube channel, him posting videos behind the scenes of the World Cup. Like, it just humanized him more, and honestly, I became a huge Haaland fan from that perspective in this World Cup.
No, I agree. He seems like a really nice guy, and so that's cool to see. I went with my mom to an Irish/English bar in Hollywood for the England-Norway game, and it was so crazy and intense, and it was just like, it made you, it just, the vibe.
Did they do the row?
Well, it was mainly England fans. Like, it was supposed to be, at least, but there was no row. Basically, no row. There were Norway fans, but no row. Yeah, man, it was amazing. So shout out to the World Cup. Shout out to, I would say CONCACAF, which we don't normally shout out because they're normally not great, but just the, Canada, the US, and Mexico did a really great job. There were some unbelievable moments. The England-Mexico match at the Azteca is going to be one that's remembered for a very long time. I think, Argentina versus England in Atlanta. There was the U.S. versus Paraguay, like the U.S. in Seattle. There were so many great moments, and I hope it carries through. So, yeah, great World Cup. I'm sad it's over. But luckily, we have, like you said previously, we have Lionel Messi coming back to us. And we probably will see him play in about 5 days again. So that's very exciting. So let's switch gears from the World Cup back to Inter Miami, and that is oh God, Gian, we're not doing it well with the banners. We're washed. We gotta. I forgot how it works.
I'm telling you, like, we were off for a month and then we're in shambles. Like, we're absolutely in shambles. No, it's not a good thing.
But anyway, yeah, Inter Miami continue their winning ways. So we saw in these last two matches, starting with Wednesday against Chicago and Robert Lewandowski, who is now the newest big name to join MLS from Barcelona. Inter Miami get the win with a Luis Suarez goal. And then, stop me if you heard this before, we play Montreal and Inter Miami win from a Luis Suarez goal. So 2 wins, 1 at home, 1 on the road. Obviously, there was definitely some adversity, which we'll get to. There's no Messi. There's no DePaul, who had a much bigger role in the World Cup than I expected. Rodrigo DePaul. Messi, we expected. DePaul had, in my opinion, some good minutes that I don't know if people were expecting. But both of them resting after the World Cup final. So 2 games that seems maybe easier on paper, but it's difficult after a long break and without your 2 stars. But Inter Miami gets 2 wins, shoots up again in the Eastern table, and now really close to Nashville, and not only securing the Eastern Conference, but possibly a supporters shield. And so what are your thoughts about the overall performance in both games?
Well, I just like what Inter Miami is doing as a whole. Honestly, they go into that World Cup on a 4-game win streak after losing to Orlando City. And
I thought that game was not good.
And then you're excited for the World Cup, but when you think about it from an Inter Miami perspective, you're like, damn, they're rolling. Is maybe this break is, hopefully it it
Yeah.
serves more of a good purpose where they're rested, but it doesn't take their eye off the prize, and they're flowing, they're doing perfectly. And then they come back without Messi or De Paul, and they absolutely are on fire. And they
Yeah.
come back, and now they're on a 6-game win streak. Luis Suarez playing amazing. We'll talk about him in a moment. You get Casemiro. We'll probably talk about him in a
Which
bit
I was about
too.
to
But
say, yep.
Casemiro
Yep.
comes in playing like, I mean, exactly how you expected, and these guys are rolling. And you've got the young guys scoring. You got Plembeck. Or
Yeah, what a goal he had. What a goal
he
he
had a
had.
nice little
Amazing
aerobatic
moment.
kick,
Yeah.
which is, I mean, not to take anything away, but this was funny. Like, I don't know if they said it in the English podcast, but they kept saying that Luis Suarez had an assist for Plembeck, and I'm like, no, he didn't. He ripped the ball at the goalkeeper, and the goalkeeper saved it. Like, and it just kept saying like
It's a
beautiful, like
Luis
Luis Suarez
Suarez
assist.
assist.
And I'm like,
Yeah.
it's not an assist. But anyways, I just wanted to share that. I thought it was funny. But yeah, look, Plembeck scoring, some of the young guys getting minutes. We've seen that David Ruiz come out from the,
Through the
from whatever
penalty,
cage
yeah.
and now he's playing again. And it's nice to have some of these guys that maybe haven't gotten a lot of playing time now getting that time. And you can see, Inter Miami sometimes, not sometimes, man, they really hate on us. Never mind. We get a bad rap about, bought or built, not,
Yeah.
bought, not built, or whatever, all these stupid things. And if
For
you
a
look at
6-year-old
our
franchise,
team,
yes.
I mean, which is funny as well. Yeah. But you look at this team and they continuously bring up talent from the academy, and they don't just sit them on the bench. They play them, and they don't only play, but they score. And they don't only score, but then they become starters on the team. Like,
No, he was great.
It's
It was
just
a great
crazy to
show.
see how well this team can do when they don't have all of their players and they have others on the teams filling in those positions and holding it up, while
Yeah.
guys like Messi and De Paul, and then we have Allende is injured. We are missing, who else?
Lujan is
Ayala is
injured.
injured.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, there's a list of injuries.
Maxi
Last I
Falcon,
checked
yeah.
was like 10 deep. Like,
Yeah.
and you would think a team with an injury list of 10 plus would be, having a really difficult time. But you have Luis Suarez over here acting like prime Luis Suarez, leading the team, and everybody filling in, and it's just been amazing to see over these last 2 games as they return from World Cup. So it looks really promising, especially going into Leagues Cup.
Agreed. And which we won't have Suarez for, by the way, and we'll get to that in a second, because I want to give Luis Suarez his moment because he's been amazing.
Damn, what a downer! I forgot about that.
I know. But before we get to Suarez, I'm going to talk about something a little negative, a little sad, and then a little positive. Starting with obviously Herman Berterame, who had a scary fall, scary injury on Saturday's game versus Montreal. He's known for, in my opinion, he always has really great, intense headers, right? Like he's really good at heading the ball in the box. He was going up for a ball. Montreal player got tangled up, and he took a hard fall. Looked like in real time some kind of seizure reaction, some type of head injury reaction. All the players immediately rushed, ambulance on the field. It was a nervous moment and scary. But the good news is that the next day he was released from the hospital. He's back in Miami. Had put out a statement. He's dealing with what I think they said, like a shoulder injury and a little bit of a head injury. No timeline yet on his return, and if it will even happen this season. But the most important thing is that he's okay. And I think, a lot of people seeing it in that moment, you're expecting the worst, especially when you have an ambulance come onto the field. I always think of, this is a very American thing, I think of Damar Hamlin. Whenever I see that from a few years ago, if you remember, I mean, that was an NFL player who in the middle of a game died and had heart failure and collapsed on the field and died, and he was brought back to life and was able to play again. And so I know that's kind of random, but all of that to say, when you see the ambulance and you see that it's scary stuff, the player's reaction, the coach's reaction was scary, and just really happy to see he's okay and wishing him the very best.
I'll try to make it a little light, bring a little
I
light
ended
to the
it on a good
situation.
note.
Yeah, I'll try to. I mean, Look, honestly, I don't know 100% what the heck happened to him because they refused to show a replay, which I think is stupid, by the way. It's just like, it's a sports. Like, I see my guy on the ground and an ambulance
I
coming to him.
saw
I
it in
want to know
real
what the
time,
hell's
and I
wrong with him.
knew it in the moment. It was like
No, I
Tua,
mean, in real
you
time,
know?
okay.
Yeah.
Like, you see him clash and you see him fall, but I'm like, at the end of the day, like, what the hell happened? So I just hate the ambiguity around it,
Yeah.
where they're not showing these replays and supposedly out of respect. I'm like, out of respect to what? It's a freaking play. So I was worried trying to figure out what happened, but at the end of the day, I think it's great news that has been released. And if I've had friends that have gone through something similar and they've had to be airlifted, so it's quite scary to see that in the middle of a game. So the fact that it was a quick turnaround, I guess you could say, and it wasn't like weeks or days in the hospital, I think is great news. I do find it interesting that I think he was unconscious, but but then the report is he has an elbow and a nose injury. I'm like, well, what about everything else? Because it seemed worse than that. I thought that was a little strange, but I'm just glad he's home. I think that the most important thing is a player's health over football, over everything. So I'm glad he's doing good. His family seems to say that he's doing good, and hopefully we can have him back on the field soon, because he has been playing amazing after starting off slow with a lot of, I think, with a high expectation because of the amount of money that was spent on him. I think that weighed a little bit on him. I also don't think he had I don't think he was given enough time to settle into the team again because of those expectations, but little by little he's slowly getting to where people wanted him to be, because not only is he scoring goals, but I think he's done above and beyond that, and he's contributed in other ways even while he was trying to find his footing on this team. Just becoming an excellent facilitator. We've seen that goal. Remind me, it was that goal that he with Suarez. The Suarez gives Berterame the ball. Berterame heel kicks it back to him. I mean, that was like a goal of the match, or goal of the match day, in my opinion. Like, so those are the things that Berterame is doing, and hopefully he heals up quick and he comes back, because we're gonna need him.
Yeah, agree. Yeah, concussions are scary things. It's a part of sports. It's a part of contact sports. Glad to see what so far has been obviously a really quick recovery, and we'll see where it ends up. Inter Miami was still obviously able to get the win and make it through those difficult moments, led by Suarez. Let's talk about somebody else, though. Someone who, in my opinion, had an absolutely flawless debut performance for Inter Miami, and that is Brazilian Casemiro. Joins from after obviously playing for Brazil in the World Cup, playing for Manchester United over the last few seasons. Before that, Real Madrid, where he was a multi-time Champions League winner. Man, he played the full 90 minutes against Montreal. I don't know if it was planned, obviously, with the Berterame manager, with the different things that happened in the game. You don't know if that was always a plan, but I cannot believe it was his first game with Inter Miami. He was player of the match, in my opinion, player of the match day. He played perfectly. He played like he's been there the whole season. He's been there for years. He was everywhere on the field defensively, creating some gorgeous passes, holding up play, whatever you needed from him, he did. And it's like, we knew how good Casemiro was. We knew he's a big signing coming to MLS, but if he plays, honestly, even 70% of what he played like this past Saturday, then it's already like the signing of the season, because it was, in my opinion, a perfect performance. He got like a 10, like it was really, really good.
He played amazing. He played like he hasn't lost a step. Like, he's kept fit this entire time, in the off season. There are players that play all the time and look more tired than he did. And the fact that he came in here and assimilated so quickly to this Miami Heat. Oh, no, he didn't play in Miami. Sorry.
But the team,
But the team and how he's been, it's just been amazing. And I don't know if Inter Miami has a list of the players I've hated the most, hate watched, but it's like they're picking off that list. And I have to love these guys because they play on my team. I hated the Paul. They bring in the Paul. Now I gotta like him. I hated Casemiro at Real Madrid. Now they bring him on. I gotta like him. It's just, it's funny. All these this is a personal note here, but it's
And
like
previous
all these
Messi
players.
foes too, like Messi and
Yeah.
Casemiro were always
Messi's
on
more
the
likable. I
opposite
mean,
side.
De Paul, I've never liked, but now I support everybody on my Inter Miami team. Casemiro, just that Barca Real Madrid rivalry, but
Yeah.
even though I disliked him because of that, I always saw how good of a player he was, how impactful he was, the passion that he played with, the ability to teeter the border between dirty and aggressive play without getting over that line is something that I've always loved about him as well, because he's a guy that can get under your skin. He's a guy that yes, I hated Suarez before he went to Barca. But that was before he went to Barca. I did hate him. It's funny, man. Some of my teams, they bring on these guys. Look, and this isn't the same sport here. I'm a huge Heat fan. I hated Real, and they brought him on. I ended up loving Real, and it's just funny in sports how these things happen. But anyways, Casemiro, a guy that from a football perspective I've admired for a long time, and between him and I think De Paul in that midfield, they're going to bring a lot of aggression, a lot of fire, and I think it's going to be tough for some of these teams. And I'm just really interested now to figure out what's going to happen with our new all-star, Yannick Bright. So
I agree. Yeah, and we're gonna get to that in a second because we'll talk about the all-star and I mean I can't see a world also like it's to bench Yannick Bright is like it's seems
a tough one. He's an all-star.
Sacrilegious, right? But I don't know. We'll have that conversation when everyone's available, and we'll
put him as a forward. Who cares?
To happen.
Or in goal. Put him in the goal. Like, I mean, how much worse is he going to be?
I would choose him over Segovia, but that's just me. Like, people feel differently where you play, your positions, all those things. We'll get into that once all the players are available and we see what Guillermo Hoyos does. But yeah, Casemiro with an absolutely outstanding performance and can easily be a player that helps us be back-to-back MLS Cup champions, potentially Leagues Cup champions, potentially Supporter Shield. And look, next season, before you know, we're going to be right back in the Champions Cup. And so already like thrilled with him and he deserves on a really great debut in a difficult scenario, difficult situation, seeing your new teammate with a scary injury, no Messi, all of those factors coming into play, and he plays almost a perfect match. So he deserves his credit. And again, another person that deserves his credit, it's Luis Suarez. We said this going into World Cup break. I was in the end surprised, honestly, that Uruguay didn't take him at the last second because he had started to get into really good form. I mean, people are like, oh, MLS form. Well, by the way, all of your MLS players are beating you all over the world. So I wouldn't say that. But yeah, Luis Suarez playing like an all-star though. 9 goals in the season, 6 in the last 3 matches, and playing 90 minutes, leading the charge, being creative, being a team player, all of those things. Like, we're seeing a great version of Luis Suarez right now, and I'll take it. Right?
I mean, look, when they brought on Berterame and we heard that Suarez was hitting the bench, none of us had any issue with that. There were people that have been asking for Suarez to be on the bench since 2025 when he had 10 goals and 10 assists. And I thought that was crazy. I thought they were out of their minds.
Yeah.
I understood more 2026. Okay, they want to bench him. You're going to bring in a younger guy that scored 20-something goals in Liga MX. Okay. Did I ever think that Luis Suarez was going to have 9 goals and 5 assists, a total of 14 goal contributions in 13 games played in 2026? Heck no. Nobody had that on that bingo cards. If they did, I would have been on Kalshi, Polymarket, and I would have been a millionaire.
I was going to say, yeah, go play the lotto. Exactly.
That is nuts. Not only from a statistical perspective, but like on the field, the impact, the intangibles. Like, you have another leader on this team that's putting the team on his back, that's making everybody better. I mean, it is such an asset to have Luis Suarez, and I don't want to hear any more Luis Suarez bad talk, honestly, because like he's proven like he deserves to be on this team. He even deserves to start at games. Like, how do you not do that? What if I told you that he is like about to beat his 2025 goal scoring stats. That's crazy.
Right
He in
at the halfway point. Yeah.
2025, in 28 games, he had 10 goals. He's got 9 goals in less than half of that. He's on pace to match his 2024 numbers when he had 20 goals and 9 assists. I mean, we talk
Here,
about
let me ask
Messi.
you a question. Let me
Look at him. It's
let me ask
insane.
you a question. If I were to tell you that over the last week, Robert Lewandowski would debut and play 2 full matches for the Chicago Fire, 0 goals and 0 assists. Luis Suarez would play 2 goals for Inter Miami without Messi and DePaul, 3 goals. What would you say if I told you that? Would you be like, are you sure? Because that's what we're seeing. Pretty crazy. And I mean, I'm just saying it's impressive what Luis Suarez is doing, and the way he's playing, it's really great. Truth to be told, it is.
I mean, it's incredible. Yeah, I honestly wouldn't believe that. It's just those are insane numbers to put. Look, when your knees look like they're about to break off every time you run, and you can put in those type of numbers, it's insane. And yes, Lewandowski comes here and he has high expectations. I love Lewandowski, Barca player. I didn't want him to leave it. I thought
he
it was
will
too
get
soon,
his goals. Don't worry.
but he will get his goals. He is insane. And you want to know how
You're
good Luis
out
Suarez
crazy
is?
me? Yeah, go ahead.
You know that guy named Son that everybody glazes, that he was going to be the next best thing in
He scored
MLS
this
in
past
LA.
weekend.
Yeah, but he only scored 3. 3 goals in 3 games? Come on, what is that?
I know,
that's
right?
nothing.
Now is what we're seeing. It's child's
No,
play.
that's not what we're seeing. But I'm joking about Son. I like Son.
I agree. No, I agree. Look,
I mean, and he's great, so I'm playing. But yeah,
look, you're seeing those Son, you're seeing Lewandowski, you're seeing Antoine Griezmann make his debut, and Luis Suarez, the one with the most goals after that week. It's just pretty amazing.
The guy that's finished.
No Messi too. No Messi feeding him. That's a really important factor that when Messi is back this week on Sunday, everyone will be like, oh, that's right. Now he can score 20 goals, right? Like, so it's really great to see. Obviously for now it's not a problem, and we'll see Suarez just slot into the number 9 role, and you'll probably see, like a 4-3-3, I imagine, or something like that. It won't be a challenge. The Leagues Cup, it will be a bit of a challenge. I mean, we'll see what happens with Berterame. To be fair, like, again, it seems like it was much better than what everyone thought. But with that being said, head injuries are still no joke, and so it could be that he's back in a week, but it could also be that he can't play for 2 months. We don't know yet, and so that will be interesting. Here's my question for you. We're gonna skip around a little bit. Leagues Cup, starting next week. Who is going to start are we going to start? Who's going to be the striker, or what's going to be our attacking looking like? Because I definitely, August 5th, we will not have Berterame and we will not have Suarez 100%. But who will we see? And Tadeo Allende is obviously out for the season. So what are we going to see as in terms of a striker? Just off the cuff, I'm just curious. I mean, I guess, does Silvetti become a striker, or Messi plays as a false 9, or I don't know.
It may be Plembeck and Yannick Bright at this rate. Like, it's, I mean, at least you'd get your wish. Yannick Bright's still on the field.
Yeah.
I mean, it's tough, honestly. I mean, Luis Suarez is not available. Tadeo Allende out, like you said. We'll have to see if Berta is available. If Berta is available, look, hopefully it's not that serious. And Berta is available.
I mean, I'd be surprised if he played next week. Like, that would be, but you never know.
But yeah, I mean, if he's not available, you got to think it's probably going to be Plembeck might have to start. You may have, like you said, Toto up there probably playing.
Obvious?
No.
Toto?
Yeah, that's short for Tomas. Not Thomas. What the hell am I saying? Hold on.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I know Toto's short for, you mean Matteo Silvetti.
Yeah, that's what they.
I was like, you do not mean. I mean,
Look, I was good until you confused me. Then I was like, what the hell am I talking about? You
you were
really threw
saying
me.
Toto, and I'm like, Toto who? Obvious? No.
But yeah, so he may start. And then I'm gonna have to look deep down into this roster
I
as we
know, that's
speak
what I'm
right now
saying.
to
That's what I'm
see
saying.
who else is down in the trenches that may be able to come back up. I'm looking now. I mean,
Maybe, I mean,
it's
look, we may see a
it's
scenario
slim
where it's,
pickings. I'm not even gonna.
well, you could have Segovia on the left, Silvetti on the
It could be
right.
Silvetti and Messi.
Yeah, right, like a 4-4-2. You may see. I agreed.
Yeah.
It'll be interesting. We'll see. We can deal with that next week. But yeah, the Leagues Cup is coming up, and I think the first season Messi was here. Obviously, it was amazing. He scored that last minute goal against Cruz Azul, which was obviously the sickest. It actually just came up in my memories because it's almost been 3 years, or it's just been over 3 years. And I just remember that moment, and I was like, there's no way he's going to score this goal. And then he did. And I was like, oh my God, Messi plays for my team. I'm so happy. My life is awesome. and it was, and it still is. But last season, I think the Leagues Cup wasn't, obviously, we didn't play in it, I'm pretty sure. Or did we play in the league? Like something happened last year where like it was a non-factor, the Leagues Cup for Inter Miami. But this season, I do think they're going to put their best foot forward and hopefully, have a chance of winning. It'll be tough against Liga MX, but yeah.
I mean, here comes a real test against Liga MX teams. You got to play 3 Liga MX teams. You're gonna play San Luis, Monterrey, and León. We know Monterrey is
Monterrey, right?
A really tough team to play.
So we'll see, but it'll be interesting.
And yeah, it'll be the real test. It'll be the real test. And however you feel about Leagues Cup, if you think it's important, if you don't, the ramifications are important, right? You do get a berth to Champions Cup, I believe, if you win it. So that's going to be important for us. It's a tournament that we want to win. We still have Messi here for a bit more time, so you definitely do want to be in it next season. I think that would be devastating for this team to miss out on that. So it's like a twofer, right? You win it, you get more silverware to add to your cabinet, and at the same time you get to another opportunity at Champions Cup. And I think that this team will be set up very well to compete in that tournament next season. So I'm sure we'll do a, who knows, maybe we'll do a deeper dive on some of these teams as we head into them. But I think that it's exciting for this team, and it's exciting, but it is kind of ill-timed just because of the fact that there are so many injuries on this team right now. So
a lot of injuries, but a lot of eyes on MLS and in North America in general after the World Cup, and with all these big names that have come to the league and playing in Liga MX. I think there will be a lot of eyes on it. So it'll be interesting to see how the team plays, what it looks like, how it unfolds. I'm excited though, because tournaments are the best way to watch, like playoffs, tournaments, all those things. That's the best way to watch sports, right? It makes it more fun when there's always every moment matters. And so it'll be exciting. Another thing though, to kind of wind down the show, and we've gone through a lot of topics, is the All-Star game. So obviously, we know, confirmed, Messi and DePaul, both who were named All-Stars. Messi named an All-Star for his 3rd season in a row, will not be attending the All-Star game because of rest and just coming off of a World Cup, which I will be honest is fair in my opinion. And I don't know if it's something I would have said before the tournament, but the amount Messi has just played and the amount of emotional and physical toll that this last month took on him, the dude needed a break for sure. I mean, DePaul, I don't know about as much, but yeah. And I remember the one before that, Copa America year, Messi got hurt. I remember right before that. And then I don't know why he didn't go last year. Maybe he just wasn't feeling it. It's kind of been a little bit of a debate. I would say the All-Star game is such an American thing. Like we have it in all of our sports. And yeah, I don't know. I guess it doesn't really bother me because he plays for my team every week. But what do you think? Do you think eventually he's going to have to go? Do you think next season he's going to have to go?
I don't. Honestly, I don't think they know or understand what
What
the
an
hell an
All-Star.
MLS All-Star game is. They probably think it's
I don't
some
think I
UNICEF
know what
thing,
it
and
is, honestly, at this
they
point.
probably think it's some UNICEF thing, and they're like, "Oh, is Ronaldinho gonna be there too?" Like, it's just one of those games where it's like the '90s Real Madrid versus the Barcelona. They're like, what is this? They don't understand the concept of it. They don't know what it is. They've never played one of those things in their life. And I think that in other sports, not other sports, sorry, in other leagues around the world, those sorts of things just aren't done because of the risk that's associated with them,
Right.
especially in the middle of a season. I mean, if you're talking about an all-star game, maybe after the season or that sort of thing, maybe there would be bigger of a chance. But at the end of the day, you said it best, Ashley. It's an American thing, and they just don't quite get it. And look, honestly, I don't care.
Yeah.
I don't care about the All-Star game. I don't even care about the NBA All-Star. Like none of these. If we really think
Not
about it, none
anymore.
of
Yeah.
these All-Star games are fun to watch. Like really across the sports in the U.S. Probably in the
Think about
last
the NFL, the Pro Bowls after the season too.
probably in the last 10, 20 years, maybe more, these games have been non-competitive. None of the athletes try, and at the end of the day, it's just why waste your time? Like if you talk about the NBA, like I like the 3-point contest, the dunk contest, the skills challenge.
Yeah.
The all is a waste of time, and I think that carries over to here, right? The skills challenges, it's silly and all, but it's just fun to watch these guys do
Yeah.
these
If it
silly
was just
things.
skill stuff, then maybe it'd be more.
But the All-Star game at the end of the day, and honestly, I don't know if you share the same opinion, Ash, but like the setup, like what is it? It's the U.S. versus Mexico or something like that.
Yeah.
Like I think that's stupid. It's boring. Like I think it'd be
Yeah.
fun if it was like
East versus
if
West.
they broke it up into like an East versus West, or that would be, I think, a bit funner. But at the end of the day, it's a moot thing. I don't really care. And like you said, they need the rest. I don't want these guys getting injured in something stupid like this. So whatever.
Agreed. Yeah, it's an interesting thing. I mean, like certain sports and certain leagues have done that. Like the home run derby is great. That's something like where
that's fun. Yeah,
baseball is one of those sports also where like I don't know, it's hard to get hurt during a game. I guess
that even though I don't think I don't even think it's necessary or like this All-Star game, but I guess that the kind of like sucky part about it is the teams that the wherever that All-Star game is going to be, those people that don't get to see big name players all the time,
right.
like Messi.
Yeah.
I understand that does kind of suck for them, right? Because that would be an opportunity for them to be able to see. And then the very big MLS like fandom that Messi should be here, like supporting or promoting that he wasn't brought in to do
also,
that.
the amount of promotion Messi has done for this league, he's underpaid. He makes like 300 million or something. He's underpaid. That's how much of an impact and amazing thing he does for MLS. Yeah, I agree. I think honestly, even thinking about like the NBA in the last 15 years, I can only name one good All-Star game, and it was the year Kobe Bryant died. I remember because they were just trying to get to 24 in the fourth quarter. I just remember that.
Was that the one where D Wade hit him in the nose and made him bleed? Because I remember that one was good. Or was that maybe that might have been the season or the season before? Do you remember D Wade when he was
who'd he hit
in the All-Star game? Kobe.
What I'm saying, when he died and they did the memoriam of having the last quarter go to 24 points, remember? Like in the season after.
I was talking about when Kobe was alive and D Wade were.
Yeah. No, that time, like 10, 15 years ago, it actually used to be much more fun. But all of that to say, it's especially in the middle of a season and with so many other tournaments, we don't need to see him play. If I were them being the MLS, I'd think of a way, either one, have it in Miami, then you'll get him to go, or have something, if you want to feature him or do something for him that is not playing related, because especially after a World Cup, after a tournament, or if it's just what you've been doing for Inter Miami, he puts so much into every single game and every moment that like this is not where at this point.
You know what I think would be fun, Ash? I think would be fun, instead of like an 11-11 in actual game, a 5v5, like like a futsal. That would
And
be sick, right? To see these
or
guys
just
playing
all
a
skills
football.
challenges. Like if you do a bunch of like fun skills thing, like then you see like you do sharpshooting or you do drill. Like, I don't know. Like there's ways to do it. You know, it involve his charity. I don't know. There's ways you can get him to be there. Just don't ask him to play a game versus especially Liga MX players. Like no one should want to play. No one should want to get injured. It's so precarious. It's nerve-wracking, all that stuff. I'll take the rest and I'll be excited to see him, I believe, return this Sunday. But catch me watching some of these things tomorrow for the All-Star because I'm curious to see what it looks like.
I'll tune in. I'll tune in.
Yeah,
Just
like
check it
Kings
out.
League, exactly. Something like that would be
Yes, like a
that
Kings
would
League
be
match.
fun. Or like
That would be
3v3s or
funny.
like, you know, skills challenges. There's lots of things you can do. Like that's why the NBA, the dunk contest 3-pointer. And MLB, you get the home run.
I love that. That's such a good idea.
Like cool things.
Like a
Yeah.
Kings League where it's like they're playing, Messi's playing, whatever, and then they get a penalty, and then they call in Guillermo Hoyos to kick
Lamine goes and takes the penalty.
penalty.
Right, exactly. Like that was
That
great
would
when
be
he did that, and no one was worried. Like, oh my god, I can't believe Lamine. Like he did it. He came in for a minute. Right, he scored the penalty. It was super fun. Exactly, something like that. So we'll see if they're able to evolve it, and we'll see what the next iteration looks like next year. I'll say this, barring anything crazy happening, Messi will be an all-star next year too. So we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens with that. But yeah, look,
But Yannick Bright's an all-star, which is sick.
Yannick Bright is an all-star. You're right. And so that is why I will be tuning in this week because Yannick Bright, so well deserved because he's just so absolutely brilliant at such a young age, right? Out of college, still plays at such an amazing level, playing with these players like Suarez, Messi, DePaul, etc. Like Jordi Alba, Busquets last year. You know, like I mean, you're talking about the way Yannick Bright is a true all-star. Amazing. I don't know how we're not going to play him next week, but we won't be, and it will make me sad. But we'll see what happens with that. But you're right. Shout out Yannick Bright.
Yeah. It's cool to see him there. I mean,
yeah.
It doesn't matter that he's a replacement because anybody else could have gone in as a replacement, but it ends up being him, and he's an all-star, and that's what it'll show on the record book. So I'm excited that he'll get to be there, and it's just
deserves his
I think it's
so brilliant.
when you work hard, when you put in the time, when you play so well to get that affirmation that what you've done is being noticed. I think is awesome, and it's going to help Inter Miami because I think it'll boost his confidence as well.
Totally.
So awesome.
Totally, we'll see. And so we wish him well in the All-Star game this week. We'll be cheering him on. Inter Miami will be back to business on Sunday. Most likely we'll see Messi back. I'm really excited to see Messi, DePaul, and Casemiro play together, and Suarez. Even I'm excited to see that dynamic when everyone's back. But yeah, we went through a lot in this episode. It is our final goodbye, I think, to the World Cup of 2026, which was amazing. And
I was gonna say, because we just got back. I'm like, you're already saying bye. Like,
no, yeah, not Inter Miami. We're back. Inter Miami is back, and we will be back every Monday. But saying goodbye to the World Cup one last time. Hell of a tournament, hell of an environment. The stories, the people, the games, everything. Spain rightfully winning. It was awesome, and I'm sad it's over, but I'm really glad it happened. And now we're back to have a great next few months of Inter Miami.
Yeah, I'm still living that moment when you come back from vacation, like an awesome vacation, and then you're sitting down at home,
still talking about it. Yeah.
So that's how I feel about the World Cup. I'm still relishing in it, and but yeah, like you said, I'm glad it happened. It was fun. I already can't wait for the next one, and I'm glad that we had, this break from Inter Miami for a moment, and now we get to, and now we get right back into it, full steam ahead.
Yep.
What's it called? Leagues Cup and all that. So I'm ready for it. I'm glad we're back.
Me too. I'm glad we're back too. Like I said, we'll be back next Monday with another episode. Make sure you're following us on social media, on X at Messi Co. We're posting the breaking news. We're doing the live game analysis. We're talking about all the fun things happening with Inter Miami, all the moments, all the goals, all the good stuff. And you're subscribed on YouTube at 5 Reasons Football. Like we said, the World Cup may be over, but we are just getting started, ready for the second half of this MLS season, Inter Miami season. Lots to play for, multiple trophies at stake. looking for redemption in some, looking to repeat in others, but it will be a great next few months. So thank you for watching and tuning in. Welcome back for those who took a break as well. Thank you, Gian, as always, for being my incredible co-host. And yeah, thank you for watching Messi and Co. I'm Ashley. That is Gian, and we will see you next time.
Bye, guys.